Hi everyone, welcome to my 12 Days of Christmas Watercolour Trees Challenge. We're now on day 9 and we are going to have a go at some birch trees in the snow with a sunset behind and a glow from the sun breaking through the trees. Okay, so for this next one, what I'm doing to start with is taking a bit of masking tape and tearing it. Now I've already done 2 little bits. What you want is three of the trees like this we're going to mask out. If it doesn't go right the first time, then just keep trying. You just want to tear. That should work. I wanted a bit thicker one. That should work quite nicely. So I'm going to stick these on here. These are going to be our birch trees. So the thicker it is, the taller it needs to be, and the further down it needs to be. The thinner, I want you to basically put 3 of those on, and that's going to work. So this is 5 by 7 inches. It's Saunders Waterford cotton paper. Use whatever you have. This is all about practicing trees, practicing with what you've got. I've got my Cotman palette here. I'm going to start with around number 10, and we're going to get a little bit of a sky in here. So I'm going to come just above where the masking tape goes to. You could use masking fluid to do that. You could leave it dry as well. I've just tried to make it easier by using the tape. My masking tape's brown because it's called framing tape, but it is in effect still masking tape. Okay, so I've popped a layer of water on. I've got a nice even sheen, and I'm going to come in now with some nice sunny colours, basically sunset colours or sunrise colours. It can be either. So I'm going to start with a bit of cadmium yellow. Bring that through. I'm going to come into some rose. Rose tends to be the better option when it's a winter sunset because it's got a cooler feel, either that or alizarin. Cadmium tends to be a bit too warm for that coolness of a snow scene. So bring that quite low here. Then I'm also going to bring some quite high. Can be as bold as you want it to be. I'm going a little bit subtle really today. This is a bit of cerulean blue. The key is to not mix the blue directly into the yellow. So if you take it into the rosy areas, it'll make a purple, and then if you take that brush into the yellow, it'll make like a grey or a brown rather than a green. So I tend to mix quite a lot on my paper, and it's just knowing where you're mixing on your paper first and then moving it around. Okay, so I want a little bit of a warm grey now, so I'm going to use ultramarine blue and burnt umber. Burnt sienna would work, cobalt blue would work, and then a touch of that rose going into that. So I've got a nice plummy grey. What I'm going to do is get my rigger, take the masking tape off it, twizzle round, come into that grey. And I basically want to create a feeling of distant trees that are a little bit fuzzy within this background. So I'm just stroking downwards, but you could be stroking upwards. I just find it easier to paint to a point this way down, this way round, painting downwards. Make sure they're all reaching that snow line so that they're not floating. And you want a variety of heights. So it's all sort of mixed up. That's looking really nice. And then if I take my round number 6 and come into that same mix, I can create a little bit of a base. Okay, so then I want to lift a bit of sun out. So if I get a bit of my tissue, got a 5p piece, I'm going to wrap that around the 5p piece. So I've got that ready. And then I'm going to take out a sun. I'm going to pop it there. So just that light dab, that's all I need. I'm going to dry that off. Okay, so I've turned this upside down. I'm going to put some darker trees in now. So I'm going to pick up my round number 6. And I'm going to use a combination of the raw sienna and the burnt umber. Raw sienna. Cadmium yellow, sorry. Raw sienna would work ideally, but I haven't got it in this palette. So cadmium yellow is my alternative. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can get that sunlight still coming through. So I'm going to bring in a tree here. You can do these one at a time. You don't have to do them all in one go. And a tree there. I'm going to bring this one a little bit further down just so it's a variety of heights. Then I'm going to come into the burnt umber because this is still nice and wet. Bring it down this one side, and then I'm going to go this side, so I'm thinking where the sun is going to be shining through. If I touch into the ultramarine blue, I can come on the darker side of the tree, just add a little bit more. That's just going to give a little bit more dark because the brown and blue make a really nice blacky grey like that. Don't try to do too many of these in one go because you need them to stay wet. The reason you need them to stay wet is because you're going to do this again. So you're going to take your sun, which was the 5p piece wrapped up, and just dab again lightly. Just so you're getting that light still coming through. Then what you're going to do is take a damp brush and just rub over that area. So it's giving you that sense that that light is still coming through. So it's just making sure that that brush is not wet, just damp, and you can take it further than the original sun, just so you're getting that real nice shine. What I'm going to do is pop just one extra in. So this is cadmium yellow again, and we'll go, I'm going to put one over this side. I need a little bit of a balance. I'm just going to bring something in here, come into the burnt umber, and then a little bit into the ultramarine, bring that along. With my rigger, if I come into the burnt umber and a touch of ultramarine, that's a little bit too much ultramarine, so a bit more burnt umber, I want a dark brown, a bit darker than what I've got. I can just come in and just create a few branches. So I'm staggering them. And do a few. Just depends what types of tree they are. I just like to do a combination of different trees. If I take a branch through this way, that's going to add to that lovely sun effect, because I'm going to dab again. So I've dabbed a little bit off. If I get my round number 6, make sure it's clean, make sure it's dry, then just soften that little bit in. You're getting that hazy sun feel. It's really lovely. Okay, I'm going to twizzle back round. And then with a damp brush again, I'm just going to touch the bottom edge of these trees. So this is starting to ground them in. You can see it just smudges it a little bit whilst it's still damp and grounds them into the snow. Okay, I'm going to dry that one off. That's nicely dry, so I want a bit of shadow on this snow now. So I've taken a little bit of cerulean blue. So you want a nice purple and a little bit of the rose to make a nice purple. You want to make sure it's not too strong. And then what we're going to do is start to bring in a little bit of shadow. You can do the same on the ones that we have yet to paint. Bring these shadows in. With my rigger, I can bring in these shadows as well. And then back to my number 6, I can just pop in a few little bits of shadow within the background. I just don't want it to be totally flat. It's quite nice to get a few little bits of extra shadow in. That handy tip where I've told you several times now, you just need a bit of tissue, nice and dry, and just dab over it. It just makes it look like it's a little bit more undulating and not too flat. Okay, I'm going to dry that one off and then we'll take the masking off and work on the birch trees. Okay, so that's nicely dry, and what I'm doing now is just peeling off this masking tape. So I'm revealing my little birch trees that I now need to paint. What I've got is some burnt umber with ultramarine, so it's more of a grey that works really nicely for birch trees. And then I've also got my trusty pen lid. If you haven't got a pen lid, then you can have a piece of plastic bank card chopped up. That works ideally as well to scrape in an indent. So what I'm going to do is wet each of these. I'm using my round number 6. Just wetting down each of those. And then I'm going to run the paint down that one side. So I'm choosing the left side because it's away from the sun. And then that's already doing what it needs to do. It's got a nice cylindrical feel. Then I can use the edge of the pen. I'm using this bit, so it's sideways, as if I was using it horizontally, to scratch into an indent to start with. And that's going to give me those little marks that you get on the bark. Really nice and easily, because the paint just runs into those lines. You can add more paint as well, so we will add a little bit more paint in a bit. And then the other thing you can do is to scrape through and out. So this is using it more this way, so flat I'm pulling this way. And it's scraping the paint out, lifting it a little bit, and this is going to form the start of my branches. If I go to my rigger now, and just pop in a few branches. So this one's going behind, and I can pop in a few extra bits of dark. If you go over where your indents are, it'll run through really quite nicely. It's a balance of me being able to just flow the brush, because this is wet. I can't do that, so I'm going to have to dry it in between. Just bring a little bit towards the bottom, so it's starting to give a bit of shadow. It grounds them to the shadow that's there as well. I'll come back to my rigger and branches in a minute. If I just rinse this number 6, just touch in at the bottom of each of those trees, just so that they're nicely grounded and blended together. Right, I'll just dry that off. Okay, so I've twizzled this way just so that I can get in a few bendy branches from these birch trees. Just easier. In fact, that one doesn't want to go over there at all. It wants to go behind. Shows how you can make a mistake. I'm just getting a bit of tissue. Just going to lift that out from in between. So that one needs to come behind. That one's definitely going behind that tree as well. So this is that same grey, and then if I twizzle this way, I'm going to stagger those joins. These ones can come over from this tree. Get those nice bendy birch branches. I just quickly dab that in there because that's quite a big bit, and then I also need to dampen that so that it doesn't ruin our lovely sun. And what you can do is, with a damp brush, if you've got these branches connecting, just dab them just lightly and they work then really well. Okay, I'll take the tape off. There we go, that one's all finished. So that's day 9 all completed. Please do like, subscribe and share, and I shall see you for the next one. Bye.